All right, what's up, guys? Welcome back to the 2K to 10K flip challenge. This is day 8. The account is at like $3,500 and some change. I'm going to show you guys the journal, the live account, all of that. But before we do, I'm going to jump into what we're going to be going over today. This is an AUD US dollar trade. This is a short based on a 4-hour, and just so you guys know, I haven't really said it in these videos a lot. It's called ICC. But this is clearly not exactly ICC, right? It's a candle range variation of ICC. This, if I had to call it anything, would be candle continuation theory. I'm going to keep calling it ICC because that's what people know, but it's just my variation of it and how we can take candle ranges instead of just ranges that we try to spot with our eye and use it for ICC. This is a 4-hour candle continuation downwards, and I'm going to break down the trade and why we actually didn't take a daily candle and why there wasn't any daily candle setups except for on Euro US dollar, and why I didn't take it. So I'm going to go over all of that in a minute. I'll even start with the reason why we didn't take this setup and show you why you potentially thought it could have happened, but why it wouldn't, and why I stayed away from it, and actually why I dropped to the 4 hours instead of the dailies for this trading day. But before we jump into all of that, the account is at $3,572.32. This trade was a 20.5 pip trade. It was a nice trade. I think, no, it's not our biggest trade, but a $266.50 trade. Our biggest one was $323. But it's neither here nor there. We're gonna keep grinding, keep cranking out trades, and see if we can't get up. We're not worried about hitting home run after home run. You can tell, even though we haven't hit any massive trade, this account's getting up, right? It's getting up for sure. So this is the MT5 live account. You guys can see the balance is up, and we are now going to break down these trades. First, we're gonna break down what not to do. Then I'll break down exactly what to do. Now, if you guys saw this daily candle last Thursday, it had broke above Wednesday and it had broke above Tuesday. If you guys were watching this one, it was a good one to watch unless you understood the context. Because here's the thing. Yes, price did pull back below these levels. It actually doesn't get back above this one immediately. It gets above this one again. I'm going to show you guys, forget the fact that the trade just failed. I'm going to show you guys why you should have never took this in the first place. Yes, a valid setup comes right in here. Yes, you put your stop like 2 pips or 3 pips or whatever below that. Yes, price even pushes for you some. Do you guys want to know? And it even pushes over 2R. Here's the thing though, if you were taking this trade realistically, your take profit would have been way up here. So yeah, it would have been like 1 to 9R. This trade failed though. Why did this trade fail? This is a lot. This is not. Honestly, there's not even a lot of questions about this in the comments, but I am getting a few questions on how do you pick your trades. Because when I come to these videos, I try to show you guys a lot, but in all honesty, there's a lot of like context I get. I do like a lot of I do study fundamentals too, but also even more so, I study context. Meaning, if this daily candle, if I'm expecting for price to go higher, you have to understand the context too. You don't want to buy if you have a higher time frame sell potential going against you. And so I'm going to show you that why I didn't even consider this long position. I thought this was going to be super valuable for you guys because there's some people that if you don't know the context, you might have got in this trade. Even if you had your stop wider, you could have got a little bit of a push for you. But you wouldn't have got the whole run up like we have been, and I'll tell you exactly why. Because at this point in time, price was actually in a different distribution on the monthly candles. And so this is why you want to know your context before you enter a trade. Because look at this. This is the exact opposite. A monthly candle's printing downward. So basically October closed lower than September, and what you have here is you have the same thing but on a monthly time frame. And now if you go to like the 4-hour, the same exact time that you would be getting in this trade for a long would also be a short position on the monthly, right? Because on the monthly time frame, now that price got back below here, we're going to get rid of everything on the daily time frame. Everything on the daily time frame. As of this candle, the monthly time frame is projecting itself to actually go, and this is on the 4-hour because I would use the 4-hour candles for monthly entry. I'm not taking this trade because I'm more locked in on the daily and the 4-hour. I'm expecting if this monthly candle is going to play out, this is something we're going to see on Euro US dollar. Is it going to happen? Is it not going to happen? I don't know. But at the end of the day, this is the reason I did not take a long on Euro US dollar, is because actually on the monthly right now, this is the play that we're seeing. And so that's why I didn't take a long. And if you guys looked at all the other daily candles on all these pairs, you don't really have anything else playing out. So what did I want to do? I wanted to drop to the 4-hour candles themselves and find a setup on the 4-hour. So I want to draw this on right here for you. So you guys know that we usually use daily for the higher time frame, and then that equals a 15-minute lower time frame entry. Now, this is how it works. It's all fractal, right? You could use a 4-hour as the higher time frame, which equals the 5-minute as a lower time frame entry. And so since we didn't have anything working for us on the daily and the 15-minute, I dropped down just one fractal to the 4-hour and the 5-minute and started at my top pair. And you guys could see we pretty much had a golden setup. We had basically this candle, and I'm going to just bar replay it a little bit on the 4-hour, just making such an obvious and dramatic move down. This is our line of interest, the same exact thing as the daily, guys. The same exact thing as the daily, and then we just drew our line up there. We dropped to the 5-minute. We waited for a pullback. That pullback does come quite a bit later, and then we have, you guys can see clear as day, our entry. We get in. I'm gonna zoom in a little bit so that you guys can see. We have price pull back above that line, and then we have price get back below that line again, and it's breaking below our candle ranges. So you can see this candle right here, I'll even draw a box on it, that way you can see better, was the highest candle range we were in for the bullish trend, and then price breaks that bullish trend, and now it's bearish, and we get back below that level. So what do we do again? We take a short, our stop's right above here, and then our take profit is right where that draw on liquidity is, where price was last time. And you can see this is where the money is sitting, and that is all you need to do, is draw on basically exactly where price went before, and then price is supposed to match it again. And you can see it does match it, and then it starts to play around. This was the draw on liquidity. This is how it works on the daily and the 15-minute, and then the 4-hour and the 5-minute. And then, I mean, if Euro US dollar is going down, I did the monthly and the 4-hour. I'm not taking trades like that. If you guys want to experiment with it, by all means, but I'm trying to capture at least like day trades, moves that are going to happen within a day. So that's why I like these 2 time frames. I hope you guys got something out of this video. I hope you also got something out of why I wouldn't have taken this Euro US dollar trade, is because it's in a monthly sell program, or whatever you would want to call it. On the monthly time frame, price is distributing downwards based on the structure of the monthly candles, right? We don't have any interference like that on AUD US dollar, right? We're kind of just playing inside of all these candles, and yes, price broke higher here, but we're not back above that price, right? Since we're not back above that price, we're 100% okay to take shorts as long as we're still below that level. That was not the case with Euro US dollar, because we were below this level, which means on the monthly time frame, price should be shorting. So we're not going to take a day trade as a buy signal while we're back below this price level in here. So I hope that helps for some people. Like, how do you pick trades? You need to know the context. You need to make sure there's not anything in the way if you're going to use the 4-hour, the daily. And what I mean by that is, if you're using the daily time frame, make sure the week, like let's say you're trying to buy on the daily based on daily candles, make sure the weekly or the monthly is not already in a continuation going against you. The same thing with the 4-hour. Make sure a daily, a weekly, or a monthly is not in a continuation against you. Don't hear what I'm not saying though. It can be in an opposing trend, because you can catch a counter trend move, but make sure it's not in the continuation phase of wherever the market's at. And what I mean by the continuation phase is, I mean this is where price indicated below, we corrected and then continued. If you're in the continuation phase where you get back below or above a level again that price did before, that is basically you don't want to trade against that, no matter what the time frame is. So I hope that makes sense. And we're going to leave this one off here. I love you guys. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Hopefully we get another setup. Hopefully the daily candles start cleaning themselves up a little bit for us. But if not, the 4 hours work just as good if you know what you're looking for. So I will see you guys tomorrow. I love you guys. Have a good rest of your day, and I hope you guys had a green start to your trading week.